Court in Abuja has quashed allegations of false asset declaration against INEC Chairman Professor Yakub Mahmoud. The claimant, Sabdana Uzobaka, sought an injunction of compelling the INEC chairman to step down as the chairman of the commission pending the conclusion of investigation. The claimant also sought an order of court barring the INEC chairman from holding or assuming any public office for a period of 10 years. However, the court, in its judgment, found that the declaration of asset by Professor Yakubu was lawful, valid, and in compliance with the law, that he cannot be investigated by any of the security agencies listed by the claimants. The judge subsequently and consequently barred security agencies from investigating the INEC boss over his valid asset declaration.
The issue here is that in Nigeria, since the return to civilian rule in 1999, Nigerians have tended to take election as war. Every election cycle, you see people coming up with all kinds of fifth columnist ideas to derail the process, to compromise the process, to tarnish the integrity of the process. In the same country, we have had on one occasion when people drove a truck into the headquarters of INEC a few days before the election. In this same country, let's come quickly to this current process, we have had some people going to court to say that INEC cannot use electronic transmission, cannot use biometric verification, what is popularly known as BVAS, contrary to the stipulation of an established law. And now, you know, at some other times, you have had people targeting the person of the INEC chairman himself to say the INEC chairman must be removed. They tried it in 2015, that was resisted. Now in 2023, somebody, a gentleman called, well, I don't know whether it's a gentleman, called, that's for the court to decide, called Somadina, went to court and asked the court, Federal Capital Territory High Court, the court of Justice Miriam Hassan, to ask for an order of mandatory injunction. One, to say that the INEC chairman, falsified his declaration of assets. And second, for the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, to be barred for the next 10 years from holding any office in any territory of Nigeria. And Justice Hassan ruled as follows. One, that the allegations were unsubstantiated. They were fabricated because Professor Yakubu, INEC chairman, was able to provide evidence that indeed he made proper declaration of his assets and he provided proof of how he came about those assets. And on the basis of that, the learned jurist ruled that he had no case to answer and that those allegations were fabricated. I think with due respect, the only missing link in the ruling of the learned jurist, Justice Miriam Hassan, is that she did not award costs against the plaintiff. Because the rules of court do not allow you as a litigant to come before the temple of justice with frivolous and vexatious allegations. What the court simply said was that the allegations against Mahmoud Yakubu were frivolous and vexatious and will amount to an attempt to waste the time of the court and to waste the resources available to the court. I think the learned jurist should have awarded costs against the plaintiff and also these lawyers who are forum shopping and who see the election as chop time and will take any issue and go to court and put up useless arguments. So I think, going forward, the courts of law must sanction all these persons. Now, the second ruling that, His Lordship gave is that the police, the DSS, the Code of Conduct Bureau, that they have been barred by the court from further investigating or seeking to investigate those allegations that came before the court. And this is understandable because it is very clear by the full weight of the ruling that this is not just a frivolous suit, it's also clear that given the timing, it looks like an attempt to derail the 2023 electoral process. It also looks like an attempt to lower, in the estimation of right-thinking members of the Nigerian community, and also by extension the international community, the reputation and integrity of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria. So what the court has done is to protect its integrity, and also from a public interest, public policy perspective, to protect the 2023 electoral process. This does not mean, however, that some other elements will not approach the court with frivolous allegations and cases, but the judex must be very firm in awarding costs against those persons who seek to waste the time of the court and who seek to derail the 2023 election process.
You see, if for anything, President Muhammadu Buhari, I thank you. I thank you. And I did that deliberately. You see, this electoral law you've signed in, sir, is now making politicians, like they say in local parlance, run kaba kaba everywhere. It is obvious. Also, the CBN policy, good one. Because all the loopholes are being blocked as we speak. And we knew it. The first attempt was to discredit the CBN boss just because they passed a law leading up to the election period. That is, no, will not favor politicians. So they tried to arm twist. The court has also ruled in the man's favor. And secondly now, it is an attack on the INEC chairman. Anyway, we saw this coming. And kudos also to our very good friend, Mike Igini. Because he also constantly said here that the trust of these 2023 elections will be by the judiciary standing tall. And kudos to the judiciary for standing tall. Because more of them will still bring in these frivolous backroom dealings to stop the electoral process. But I think the next loophole INEC should look at now should be the ad hoc staff. Because now they are going to target the ad hoc staff. Because you see, we have a country where a lot of people are less busy, they are jobless. So politics for them is win at all costs. And sometimes, even if they are joining the politics to add value to Nigeria, it will have been better. But they join politics to steal from the government and crush the country and run the economy badly. So these are people that are the nefarious needle needling the prospect of Nigeria because of their own selfish interest. So everybody should be on guard. The next point of call they are going to target is the ad hoc staff in INEC. And that's why the judiciary, every paraphernalia in government, and please also the DSS should stand firm and continue to do his good patriotic work and not be drawn into the shenanigans of politicians. For every $5 million they give you, they will make 50 billion in return. Let us stand firm and make these elections good. If for anything, one thing President Muhammadu Buhari will be remembered by will be this electoral law signed into law beavers. It's not going to be business as usual. And that's why you are seeing all of this activity. Sarika Bakaba. We need a sane country. We need a country that is beyond politics, but that thinks of the solutions to the challenges we face. Nigeria is on its knees. 77 trillion. If they share that money amongst all of us, we are already owing debts just because of some people's misnomer. We must not allow people truncate our country. This country is blessed. It's the best kept secret in the world. It will do well and it will rise. I rise, Nigeria.